How's it going, paisanos? Just Jalio here, and let me tell you, Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Booster Pass DLC, I'm pretty sure I got that right, probably is giving us the least realistic portrayal of Los Angeles in Los Angeles laps. Because sabes que, homies? If you are an LA native, a South Californian resident, you will know that this is not LA, and you will immediately understand that it is just Santa Monica. As a matter of fact, that is my biggest pet peeve right now. Considered as number one. It should have been called Santa Monica Speedway or something along that. Because let's be honest, vatos, this very poor attempt of recreating LA was hardly a representation of LA County as a whole, because there's so much of LA that they were unable to fully get. There's like no even reference to like Hollywood. Come on, really? That's kind of embarrassing. I mean, they featured the beach cities like Santa Monica and Venice Beach, but really, if you were to tell me that this right here is the world-renowned Muscle Beach, nah, I ain't buying that. Because sabes que, homie? If that was Venice Beach, then that here is just way too small. Come on now. You're supposed to show us the portions of LA. You might as well make it look nice and pretty. You can't even drive on the pier. I thought for sure you'd do that, but you can't even do that. You call that Muscle Beach. That's sad. And then number 3, knowing that that pier exists. Oh my god, so embarrassing. So much. And speaking of piers, I wasn't gonna bring it up, but how is it possible that you have the Santa Monica Pier as the whole basis of this lap track, and you cannot get close to the Ferris wheel? Everybody knows the Ferris wheel from Santa Monica at the end of the pier. You can't even get on it. You're literally on the pier for like, what, just to start off the race, and then you drive away onto the beach, and then you finish the whole track by ending up at the pier. You barely get onto the pier, let alone get close to the Ferris wheel, which is just sad to think about. Like, you have this fantasy world in a video game, you can't get close to the pier and jump through tricks or something, even like ride it just for fun. Come on, Nintendo. I know you be watching these videos. Pay attention next time. If you need someone to give you a tour, sabes que, hit up your boy. I'm available. I know LA like the back of my hand. And let me tell you, for somebody who knows the back of their hand, if I put my hand in that water, I will not know where to go. Because I'll tell you right now, that Santa Monica beach water ain't the cleanest water. As a matter of fact, you get in that water, you just disappear. That's just the reality of it. And you can see right through it, so that tells me that you do not know what part of LA you really in. Because if you go to Malibu, you could probably see it. But if you're in Santa Monica, no way, no siree. You cannot see through that water. It's only blue in that beach are the Bud Light cans that people leave behind. And the other blue that I'm surprised we didn't see was Dodger Stadium. Now, the Dodger Stadium is probably one of the best parts of this whole track. But the thing that's unrealistic, Nintendo, listen. I know you've been to LA before. I know you've been to LA traffic. You mean to tell me that you took a single street, no turns, no highway, from the beach to Dodger Stadium? Nah. Listen, if you in Venice Beach, you gotta make your way onto the streets. Once you found your way to the streets, you take that 10 East Freeway. You know what I'm saying? Then you head into downtown where you see all the big skyscrapers, and then you take the 110 North and finally get off on Solano Avenue and pay that $30 parking fee. Or I guess you could just drive through the stadium in this case. But I do like that Nintendo 64 reference though. That Dodger Stadium definitely got it really well. The drive there, unrealistic, Nintendo. Come on. But I can get through all of that. We're halfway through this lap. We're halfway through this track. We're halfway through realizing that this is in LA. You know why? Because this is probably like the biggest reason why I couldn't believe this was a representation of LA. So you finish off going through the stadium. First thing you see is this restaurant. But what is this restaurant called? Burger. Listen, California is known to have the best fast food burger chains in the world. Yet you couldn't come up with a good representation of, let me just throw some of these out here. In-N-Out, clearly the best fast food burger in the world. The West Coast burger is In-N-Out. Or better yet, you're thinking, okay, In-N-Out, clearly, we cannot have In-N-Out for whatever reason because we got Whataburger players out there. That's cool. Then you go and maybe represent the McDonald's. Yeah, they're not in LA County where they first originated from, but it's San Bernardino, and that's technically Southern California. But sure enough, there's no reference to McDonald's. The burger sign ain't even yellow. But that's okay. Maybe McDonald's will come after your lawyers and be telling you, okay, you can't do any of this copyright infringement. Okay, in that case, why don't you do everyone's favorite cholesterol-inducing joint, Fat Burger, or my personal favorite, Tommy's, unless you're referring to not the original Tommy's, which if you know, but I highly doubt that. But sabes que, homies? Burger was a poor choice to represent LA. Listen, I saw that the moment I got off that stadium, because once you're done going to Dodger Stadium, because you ain't spending $13 for a hot dog, although those Dodger dogs are pretty damn good. First thing I want to do is go to my favorite burger joint and have a good time, because those burgers be good, they be nasty, and it's exactly what I need to end my night. Now, like I mentioned this before, but unless you're not counting the racers, holy jeez, Nintendo, you are a bunch of liars. You lying to these people, you lying to everybody, and I do not understand how you're gonna be telling people that LA, you can drive through the beach, you can drive on the streets, you can drive to Dodger Stadium, you can drive to the bridge with no traffic. Even at 4 a.m. you're looking at some sort of traffic. If there's not construction zone traffic, then you're the bumper-to-bumper traffic at rush hour. In the middle of the day, I've never seen it, not even during the pandemic, so much of the freeway / streets be that clear. Now, unless you're in last place making your way up, then that's more resembling of the LA street traffic. But in this Los Angeles laps, very barren. I am surprised. You're telling these people that they're gonna have a great time. When you come to LA, you're gonna have a horrible time driving around. So I suggest you do not use this as a reference for any of your future LA trips, because sabes que, homie, this was a straight up lie, and I cannot have that slander. You would have to understand that if you're coming in here, you're gonna be stuck in traffic, and that's just a fact. Now, there's a lot of stuff I can let slide, there's a lot of stuff that I understand you can't have, but one of the things that I felt like it was a big disrespectful thing to do was when you get to the end of that line, you get to possibly the portion of you thinking, okay, we're going to see how it looks like when you enter Santa Monica. Now, when you go through Santa Monica, it recreated pretty well. You go down that street, chances are you're just going to drive and park to your left. You're not going to drive right into the pier. But if you were, not that you should, you're going to be able to see the pier, and then to your right is going to be a restaurant. Now, Nintendo, damn well that's not just any restaurant. Damn well that's a specific kind of restaurant, because we all know that's the Bubba Gump Shrimp Company. And if you're gonna tell me that's just a restaurant, Nintendo, listen, I'll have my ninjas go after your ninjas and see if you can talk to Bubba Gump to make sure that you can at least call this a seafood restaurant. It's not that much of a big deal, Nintendo. You got your different sea animals. You could have called it something else. But sabes que, homies? You calling it restaurant? It's a huge disrespect for that because everybody knows that's the Bubba Gump shrimp. And it's right there on the right hand side because I know. I've been there before because you get off the beach, the first thing you see is the Bubba Gump shrimp lit up in the middle of the night. But I get it. You know, you got your lawyers, you got your people who are probably going to be wanting to sue any chance they can, especially for Nintendo. Nintendo's a big company, so that means they got the money. So if you're going to sue them for anything, it'd be for copyright infringement or references to a burger joint that is specifically a single joint that you cannot be referencing in video games for whatever reason. You know it's going to be Bubblegum Shrimp looking for that shrimp Nintendo money. All of that, I can let it slide. You can keep your clean Santa Monica water. You can tell these lies, these bold-faced lies to the Nintendo fans who bought into this DLC. But the thing that I cannot buy, and you gotta do better than this, Nintendo, because I know you do much better than this, was the music. I could have let everything slide if it weren't for the fact that the music is not Red Hot Chili Peppers. It is not Bad Religion. It is not the classics of the classics like Beach Boys. It does not resemble anything like it. I know you probably wanted to avoid any copyrights, but come on! You could have easily had some little Nintendo nods to these great classics. It could be some sort of punky edge sound like Blink-182. Like, come on, Nintendo. You call this the best music you have? Mario Kart 8 has the best jazz ensemble I've ever heard in a video game soundtrack, and you couldn't come up with anything better than this? Nintendo, you're better than this. I'm better than this. We're all better than this. And I demand you patch this up as soon as possible, ASAP. Consider this your warning, Nintendo. I know you be watching. I know you're watching because I was part of the Nintendo program. So you know what? You already have my email. Message me. I'll help you fix this track. As a matter of fact, I'll make you a better one. I'll call it the San Fernando Speedway, and we'll be representing the Valley. 818, you know what's up. This was your favorite paisano, Just Jalile. Tell me in the comment section below if you're an LA native and how much it represents the actual city. And I would love to hear what y'all have to say. This was Just Jalile, your favorite paisano, and I'll check you guys in the next one. Later.